Hi, Prema Gurreri, Vedic astrologer, solutionary.com, success mentor, and I'm thrilled to be here with you today on this new moon and really want to give you an energy update. We've got so much energy moving and shaking, and I want to help you to make practical use of it. And that's always my intention, so that you can actually get down and use this energy because you're feeling it in some way. Your soul's attuned to it, and I want to help you to make sense of it. And that's what I really do with my clients, is help you to really chart your path and live the wealthy life that you're really here to live by really aligning with your divine gifts. So remember, the new moon, 27th, 28th of January here, is always about new beginnings. It is a time where the moon is actually dark. It's with the sun, and it's easier to have that reflection within. It's a great time to start something, and just like in the planting season, to plant a seed at the new moon allows the roots to go deep. Well, that's the same thing with your intentions, your projects, what your heart is wanting to birth right now, whether that's in your business or whether that's in your life. And this particular new moon is in a lunar mansion called Shravana. So what this translates to is that which is heard. It's really about this deep listening, this intuitive listening, what you're hearing, what you're not hearing, what maybe you are afraid of hearing, what would be useful for you to open up to hear more of. So at this time of the new moon, I want to encourage you to take a pause. Set your intentions, but take a pause before you go into action and really listen in. Is there anything else that you need to hear from your own heart, within yourself, or from the information coming at you from outside sources? And especially that ear to the ground of your heart, to your soul, of what might be the quiet whispers behind things right now. That if you give yourself a pause and a quiet time to tune into, that you'll be able to translate, and they can make that impression on you. So open up your inner ear, your intuitive sense, and listen on all levels over this new moon time. It's a very potent time to develop your inner hearing. Also, ask yourself the question, what am I not hearing that would be useful for me to hear? What am I not hearing that would be useful for me to hear? So you want to do that with this new moon. And then go forward in the next few days in taking action, accounting for this information that you're getting. Don't go so fast that you're missing this, your soul wanting to kick your feet in the right direction. So we also have Mars and Saturn have been in a tug of war. And Mars is in my sacred wealth system, is the honorable warrior. Mars is also the strategist and also the engineer. And with Saturn, the great planet Saturn, the great advocate, the administrator, that very powerful leader that is also a great organizer as well, the planet of the people. Well, these two planets have been in a tug of war for almost 10 months out of 2016 and into the beginning of 2017. And for some of you who could say, 2016 was a tough year, you really felt that things didn't move as fast as you wanted, maybe overall or in certain areas of your life. Well, Mars is our passion, it's our inspiration, it's our ambition, and finally it's back in the light again, and it's not going to be playing with Saturn, with this tug of war about slow and speed. And you hopefully are starting to feel re-enlivened, and that things are going to move a lot quicker if they haven't started moving quickly for you already. So we can also look at that collectively. We are seeing things in the United States, like in the political system, and things were not moving so fast this last year. And now this year, like already in just a few days, we're seeing things move quicker, maybe than we even want them to move. So with that fire-like energy that Mars has, notice where the inspiration is coming for you. that's hitting, that represents a certain area of life, a certain part of your wealth code for you. I don't know what that is particularly, unless you want to come in for and I totally invite you to a sacred wealth code reading. You can connect through services on solutionary.com if you want to book a sacred wealth code reading, or just send me a note or reply to this email. But notice where your inspiration is. Notice where your passion is coming back. Things are going to move quicker than they have. So be aligned. You've got to be aligned, or else things will move in a direction maybe you don't want them to go. That inner alignment is going to give you that direction in the way that you want to go. So make sure you take your time with that, like that listening ear, to line up with what you have set as your goals and your intentions this year for yourself, your milestones that you want to hit, and really where your soul is really wanting you to give your gifts. We have also Saturn, which I spoke about. And Saturn stays in a constellation for 2.5 years and is taking a sojourn into the great constellation of Sagittarius. And again, this is in the Vedic astrology system. And all the planets are the same, all the constellations are the same, but we view things a little from a different angle, basically. And we pay attention to the sidereal zodiac, pay attention to the lunar calendar as well. And so you might see a little difference here between the Western system, but just take to heart the energy that I'm helping you to understand, because that's my real intention here, because we're all energy. At core, we're energy. We came from energy. We are energy. So Saturn, moving into Sagittarius, into this is a constellation of spirituality, of knowledge, of finance too. And Saturn is a planet of power. And Saturn is about longevity. Things go maybe too slow for you when Saturn is upon you, or Saturn represents something for you. But that administrator in us, that organizer in us, that advocate is slow and steady and is all about the truth. So, as this transition is happening, I want you to take a few moments to what you're possibly not fully aligned up with the truth with yourself around right now. Because Saturn, you want to really be in your power. So, let me circle back. I want to invite you to be in alignment with your own personal power as this transition with Saturn. And that you're willing to do whatever block clearing you need to, so that you can open up into your true, grounded, truthful power, really the power of your soul and the power of your gifts, and that you're not giving your power away to circumstance, to beliefs, to feeling like you can't make a difference. You can. And the best way is to own your worth, to really stand firmly grounded in your own energy and know what you're here for. So as we make this transition, and I'll be talking more about Saturn in Sagittarius, but that's the key part of it I want you to focus on now. And then we also have just another amazing transit I'll be talking to you more about, and I've already touched on this in some earlier energy updates, and that Venus, really as of yesterday, just moved into Pisces, and Venus is exalted. This is our connector. This is the muse. This is love. This is the artist. This is all about connectivity. This is all about, love, not war. So I want to encourage you with this light aspect, and Jupiter's aspecting this brilliant time of light, and we're coming out of some of the darker times of 216, to allow your creativity to come out. It's going to be more available to you maybe than it has been. Even if you've been flourishing your creativity, you're going to have an attention more on a relationship. Now, this may be your money planet. It might be the part of your wealth code, for instance. But for everybody around, I want you just to really allow yourself to be in connectivity with people and just feel that connectivity and that flow, and your creative energy and bring that creativity into your work, the way you're doing your work, the way you're connecting with others, whether that's through the way you talk or whether that you really are that artist or that creativity energy of really listening to that inner muse, whether it's part of your wealth code or not, it's part of you. And the light is on making love. And let's remember that love really is the light, the texture of the light side of the universe, and be in connection with that. So get with your community, get with your loved ones, open your heart even to people who maybe you have felt closed towards. It's really, really, really worth it. And the light is supporting you now. One other thing about that, because Venus is such a relational planet, relationships will be over the next few months really in the forefront. Sometimes we can want more. And maybe some relationships aren't up to more, or the other person isn't up to more. So I want to invite you to also just take note of that. If someone might be at a different level than you are or want something different from relationship, this much light is going to put a light on that as well. So if you're finding that and not feeling satisfied in relationship, or finding that someone's not meeting you, still have an open heart. Have an open heart and help the other also by not expecting more from them maybe than they want to give or they're capable of. But it might be really good information for you to have so that you can open up to a relationship that suits you even better. Business relationships, intimate relationships, and your community relationships really in the light right now. And let's, for business and for your service in the world and for your purpose, that is done through relationship. That's done through our connection with other people in some way. So this is just a little bit of what's going on. It's great stuff. But if your fear is up, that's what's going to be in the forefront for you. Fear being love moving in the wrong direction. So what I want to encourage you to do is, again, step into your power, take a pause, listen deeply with this new moon. Notice any patterns that are holding you from being in your power. If things are moving, things are going to start moving faster. And if they're not moving in the direction that you want, that means you need to realign. Alignment first, action second. The focus on bring your creativity forward in whatever way you do. Maybe that's music for you. It's time for me to start playing music again, and so that's my intention there. Relationship, creativity. Maybe it's actually whatever kind of art you do. I can't wait to get my hands in the garden again. I know it's just the end of January, beginning of February, but that's a huge form of my creativity. Feed your soul. Creativity is one of the languages of the soul. Maybe that's writing for you. Oh, and on that note, I am so excited. I'll tell you about this next week some more, but my book is coming to completion. I can't wait to start sharing it with you. And I'm going to start sharing some little tidbits of it with you here just this next week. It's been so fun, and I can't wait to bring you more in on that. So I've been a little bit behind the scenes, taking care of that and letting that creativity come forward, but I'm going to let you in on that real soon. Okay, that's it for this week's energy update. Feel free to hit reply, email me back, tell me what spoke to you out of this energy update that I've given you, what you're struggling with, what this has cleared up for you, or what it is that you're looking forward to out of the positive side that I shared with you today. You can either leave me a comment on the blog, you can hit reply if you got this in an email to the reply, and you can share that with me. And again, I can't wait to share some really exciting stuff with you next week that I've got for you. Okay, much love.